Hello everyone and welcome to this week's live webinar. Totally different location for me, totally different topic, and I'm absolutely buzzing for this one. Where are we? Well, you have seen the marketing if you're here. If you're here, you have seen all the different pictures, all the different images. I am here. We're in Cape Verde. We're in the island of Sal, and we are in Santa Maria, the main tourist place in the island of Sal. I got some really exciting content for you guys. If you are watching live, please make some comments, put them in the chat box, and interact because I'm here on holiday. And I want to bring you this. We're going to be covering a few different things. Let me put the slides there. Now, I have put Emma and myself as the co-host here. Emma is here, but Emma is on holiday. The same as me. I love to work, but I've put Emma on here for a reason because we're going to bring this in. It's about building your ideal life via service accommodation. And two things, I'm going to be using myself in Cape Verde here, this island. I'll show you. I'm going to take you a little tour around in a second because I want to demonstrate how I'm building my ideal life. Easy to say that, as I always do, from an office in the UK, speaking about building your ideal life, what that looks like, using property to do that. But it's easy when you're in the UK, not demonstrating it and not living those values. So number one, I wanted to do it from one of my favorite places in the whole world, somewhere I want to build my ideal life. But secondly, we're doing this via property. And I want you to see, make sure my nose isn't peeling, that actually Emma has done that as well. She can come here for 2 weeks holiday and not do any work because she's built the ideal business and the ideal life. Now, I am choosing to do this. Emma's here. I'm not going to force her to do it. She can take the time off, as could I, but I want to do it here for you guys. A little bit of an experiment because behind us is not the city centre, but this is a real Cape Verde. I'm not going to show you the tourist areas, guys. I'm not going to be showing you the beach resorts like last time, the fancy 5-star resorts. What you're going to see here is a real Cape Verde. For the island of Sal, now we're going to tell you a little bit about Cape Verde, just in the context of this webinar, only for a few minutes, just to show you guys live. There's Stuart Simpson. Hi, Scott and Emma. Thank you for the comment. Guys, please put the comments in. Any questions as we go. So I'm going to give you a little tour because we've got a really great balcony here, which is kind of panoramic views. Now, if you think of Cape Verde, you'll think of all the things that I have shared, the beautiful beaches, world-class beaches, amazing people, all the resorts, but we're kind of out of the tourist area here. So this is an experiment for me, guys, because if I did it inside with strong Wi-Fi, nice and quiet, decent lights, what I'm doing here is on the balcony. If the sun comes round, I am going to burn, but we're going to hear dogs barking. You'll see probably dozens of dogs in the background. You'll hear works happening. You'll hear people chatting. Probably drums and music will start happening. So I don't know how the sound is going to be, but guys, that's what this is all about. So let me take you around. We've got a lovely balcony here. We're going to go to the sunny side first. One of the things we love about Cape Verde is the colour of the buildings. So this is us. The further back you go, the more real it is, guys. The further back you go from the beach and the town centre and the tourism, that's where the locals live. That's where people that live here live their lives, not in all these fancy 5-star resorts. So I'm going to take you all the way around. We're very lucky. I can't say me. Emma, want to watch with this. We've got a panoramic balcony all the way around. So here, just this little square. If you see the sign, I love Santa Maria, it is there. Beach is not too far away. This building here is the main post office. So just showing some local infrastructure. Again, you can see lots of unfinished buildings, lots of development happening here, but still probably 50, 60 years behind where the Canary Islands would be. So lots of development happening. A lot of poverty as well. Again, we're not, Cape Verde is definitely not perfect. You'll see people coming and going to work. You'll see some of the, don't want to say rougher, that's not what I mean. Some of the more real areas over there. So there's a great mixture, beautiful buildings, 5-star resorts, amazing places, but also a little bit of poverty. It's one of the reasons I love this place, because it is very, very real. The main motto of this island is no stress. No stress. Everybody just says no stress. The absolute opposite of the UK. So guys, let's jump on and get some content. So put your questions in as we go. I made this a closed webinar up to an hour ago, so we launched it on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, places like that, guys, just to get a little bit more interaction, because I want to share this island with you guys. And we're not selling property here, by the way, guys. That's not what this is about. It genuinely is about building your ideal life and using this as a case study. So guys, let's go. Let's get these slides on. What are we talking about today? Well, a little introduction to Cape Verde. Elements that I think are essential for building a perfect life. A little bit about finding your true purpose in life. We can build a nice life in the perfect area, the perfect location, the place you want to go, like Dubai or Marbella or Spain. But if you've not found your purpose in life, very, very hard to find true happiness. I want to open up for a little bit of Q&A. And guys, the people that are here on the 25th, we'll show you how to take advantage if you want to join us. But it's the 25th as I record this on the 25th year. So this Stuart Simpson saying looks a bit like air with the sun. Yes, and there will be lots of burnt bodies as well. So it does look like air. So I'll share a little bit more about Cape Verde now. So many people don't know where it is. Let's have a little look here. We're off the coast of Africa. I think we're a few hours flight time south of the Canary Islands. And Cape Verde is the name of a collection of 10 islands, a little archipelago, 500 miles, 500 kilometers off the coast of Africa. So on the right-hand side, that is Africa. Canary Islands above us, and that is Cape Verde. And guys, fact check me here. I'm being very rough with my figures because this is about your perfect life. I'm giving you an idea about Cape Verde, and there's some beautiful islands here. Some are very green, some are very luscious and tropical. Sal, a little bit more desert and sandy, and again, just beautiful. So Sal's the top one there, the main tourist one with the airport, and it's probably the main one that people come to, direct flights from the UK. So we're in Cape Verde, that's the islands. We're on the island of Sal, and we're in the beautiful location of Santa Maria, right at the very, very bottom of Sal. So here's some pictures. Here's why I love this. By the way, we're making lots of friends here, so people will be shouting up at the balcony. This top picture here, this was Christmas Eve last year. I proposed to Emma on the beach. She said yes, and that was a little horse ride organised by our friend Rami here, who's a local businessman who looks after us. So a big shout out to Rami from Rami Tours. If you're ever coming to Cape Verde, you need to use this guy. He'll give you the authentic experience of Cape Verde. Become a very, very close friend. Some sunsets. This is Emma and I doing a little bit of charity work. If you follow the socials, we did the charity dog walk a few days ago, and that is the beach. That little picture of that beach and that boat is 5 minutes walk from here. So that is a picture of the beach. So that is how beautiful it looks. On the left-hand side is the flag. We're talking about the sea, the sand, independence, and the stars are the 10 islands of Cape Verde. So that's a little bit Cape Verde. And last year, Emma doing a little bit of work. Of course, there's dogs here. Nice party and nightlife. Beautiful beaches, outside gyms as well. My favourite place in the whole wide world. But enough about that. Enough about Cape Verde. I'm using this as a case study, guys, because this is me building my perfect life. And I want to demonstrate to you how business and especially serviced accommodation has helped me do this, and especially Emma. So let's have a little look at what we are talking about. So some elements of a perfect life. What's some of the things that make a life perfect that we want to work towards, that we need to, if we're building a business, a family, a social circle, a second home, that's the building work starting. So hopefully you can hear us, guys. What's some of these elements? Let's have a little look. Right, health and well-being. I put this first, guys, because there's nothing more important than health and well-being. If you speak to any billionaire, the most richest people in the world, they're just about to die and they don't have any, they could have all the money in the world, but if it can't save them, they're unhealthy, they would swap it all. Every wealthy person would swap their wealth for health. So when we're building a perfect life, health and well-being is massively important. So as I do this, guys, I'm going to walk about just so I change the background up a little. Health and well-being, well, why here for me? Because the sun. I love connecting to the sand, to the beach, walking barefoot. The sun just makes it amazing for me. Being out here in the sun. Now, I live in Glasgow in Scotland. It's not the worst weather in the world, but it certainly feels like it. And the island motto here is no stress. It's the absolute opposite of the UK when it comes to the way they approach things. Very chilled, very laid back. But for me, getting the sun, the vitamin D, the fresh air, being outside. And again, there's cool things like there's no traffic lights in Santa Maria. There's no traffic lights, there's no CCTV, there's not all these things that we need to worry about. So it's a much, much more chilled out, laid back way of life here. So I'm just going to walk about periodically because I don't want to be in the shade. I want to be in the sun and get some health and well-being in, especially some sun. So we need to be building a life where we are healthy. And for me, I don't know if the Glaswegian weather's going to make me feel good enough. Somewhere where we're happy and we can do our hobbies, feel good. The next thing is family. Hey, we can be wealthy, we can have a business, but guys, if we don't have a family that we love round about us, whether that's husband, wife, children, whatever. So when we're building a perfect life, I want to build this around family. Now for me, I've got some family, but my main family is Emma and a beautiful 3 rescue dogs. And trust me, guys, I feel very guilty. Those are back at home. I feel very guilty walking other dogs. If you look in the background, you'll see lots of dogs because here there's hundreds of dogs that walk about here, all very friendly, all beautiful. They sometimes bark, but I feel bad leaving my little dogs. So if I had to craft a perfect life, it would need to be somewhere that I could take my dogs. Meaningful relationships, so friends, family, friends of family, social circles, connections. Jim Rohn says you're the sum total of the 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with. And guys, I think we've had just as many meaningful connections in the last 5 days I've been here in the last 3 or 4 times we've been in Cape Verde than quite a lot of time in the UK. Met lots of local people, met lots of other business people, met lots of charity things where we can make a real impact. But one thing I can definitely say about Cape Verde, and there's a term, morabeza. I'm not going to explain it here because it's just the way, it's the morabeza, but meaningful relationships and morabeza is part of this island. It's part of the Cape Verde culture. Not just relationships, not just friends, just not people you see at networking that you're forced to be with, but meaningful relationships. And that social connection, I think, is massively important to building an ideal life. Guys, some questions coming in. I'll put some questions at the end, but please put them in if they're relevant. At this time, I will answer them. Location and environment. So, if you really hate being in a city, but you're stuck in a penthouse and you need to go up 5 flights of stairs all the time, you're stuck in a concrete jungle, you don't get to connect with the sea or the sand or the countryside, can you be truly happy? Whereabouts in the world are you? Whereabouts in that city are you? Are you going to be traveling to work all the time, guys? What is happening round about you? Are you scared for your life? I'll use London as an example. No harm to any Londoners, but they do say there's lots of knife crime. Are you scared walking down the street? Is this somewhere that you are truly, truly happy? Or are you there simply because you happen to be born there? You happen to have taken a job there. So if you're building your perfect life, are you in the perfect place for you? Now, lots of that perfect place for some people might be Dubai, might be Spain, could be Benidorm, could be America, could be Australia. But if we're building a perfect life, there's a good chance it isn't where we happen to be born, we happen to be brought up or currently are. That might just be coincidence, might just be default. So financial security, guys. I didn't put money in. I've put this quite far down the list because I didn't want to jump straight into money. Because as we said, money is, by the way, money, success, wealth, massively important. It's what this webinar is about. But more things are more important, and we can build wealth. And I genuinely think if we can get the other things sorted first, it gives us the opportunity to really focus with wealth and be happy about what we do. The sun's dying down, so I'm going to take you a little walk and show you some other sights. Control and freedom. As I had said, I couldn't understand the first time I came here. Something different about the town centre. Something different about Santa Maria, and it was no traffic lights. There was imagine no traffic lights, no CCTV, no rules. We're totally free here. Yes, there's police. Yes, you can't go around doing what you want, but you're absolutely free and compared to the UK. So freedom and control of your life, picking your own decisions, making your own way, rather than listening to a boss. Guys, my employees may be watching. I'm their boss. They're going to need to ask me or the team for time off to go to your kid's sports day. If you're building a perfect life, you have to go and ask your boss, can I get time off to go to my wedding? Can I get time off to go to my kid's sports day? Can I see my child graduate from university? Please, may I take a day off? I don't think that's an ideal life, and that's why I love entrepreneurship. That's why I genuinely love controlling your own life and being self-employed. Here is a little comment from Stuart. Thank you for this. This was similar to my issue when I worked in the corporate world. Was well paid at the time, but poverty. When I got my 3 dogs in 2024, I suggested to my boss to have a bring your dog to work day. It didn't go down well. 2014, Stuart, I don't know if you know the author Tim Ferriss and the 4-hour work week. He was kind of the pioneer of the kind of digital nomad lifestyle and the working from home. Now, in 2014, Stuart, we kind of work from home now because of lockdown, because these things have changed the world. But something forced that to change. You're trying to make change in your life, but it doesn't go down well with bosses. Could you go and take 2 weeks? Say, I'm just going to work from the balcony here. If I had a boss, I could do this at home, or I could work here for 2 weeks. Unlikely the boss would say yes. Stuart makes another comment. Problem solved in 2018, working part-time in my own business from home with the dogs every day. So a little bit of freedom we're talking about it, and that is an amazing point, Stuart. It could be as simple as spending more time with your dogs. For most people, it would be family. For me, it's definitely the dogs. I think that is an amazing point. So, freedom and control. Are you seeing your kids? Are you sending them to daycare all the time? Do they need childminders? And are you missing those key elements of those kids growing up? So fantastic. Now, there's a little kids outing I'm going to see in the background. So some schools around, and again, they're just out playing in the local park. So you'll see here some kids screaming and having fun there. Right, next, career mastery. So we're going to dive into a little bit about finding your purpose in life and how to make your perfect life. But guys, having mastery, job mastery, and feeling amazing and doing something that you are very, very good at gives you that dopamine hit, that serotonin hit. If you go into work and hate your job, even if you're good at it, you're going to not like your life. But guys, if you do something you truly master that you feel good at, that just makes you much, much better. So, kids, let's see what else is happening over here. So, career mastery, essentially being amazing at something, mastering one thing, whatever that is, and making yourself. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger, he mastered many things. He did acting. Obviously, he's a great actor. He's been a very successful actor, whether it's acting is successful or not regards his skills. massive bodybuilding, one of the world's best and most memorable ones. He did acting, he did politics, and also he was successful in a fourth field, which was property investment. If you read his autobiography, you'll find that he mastered 4 things in life, which is pretty amazing. So what's happening here? Yeah, some stuff going on. Next, let's pick the next thing. Self-development. So I always think we need to be doing something more. I think we need to be changing, never stayed in our comfort zones. And that perfect life, maybe when we retire, we've done enough, we've read enough, we've done enough self-development to last us that lifestyle, that lifetime, guys. But self-development, opening up the synapses of the brain, always developing neuroplasticity, learning new things. I think self-development is massively important. And security. So financial security, I think, is just not worrying about money. We can't go through life worrying if, I'll give some examples here in the UK. The government putting up employers' national insurance destroyed hundreds, if not thousands, of businesses. It definitely lost tens of thousands of jobs. So imagine you just waiting on a government changing tax and you lose your job, or a government changing some policy and your employer needs to make you redundant. Guys, we had to make people redundant in 2024 when we changed the business model. But we want to be in an industry that just can't be wiped out by AI. We don't want to be at the whims of an employer cutting costs, and we definitely cannot let the government be the ones that dictate whether we lose our house, whether we can pay our mortgage, because they want to raise tax to go and fucking bomb other countries or give money to pharmaceuticals companies or whatever. They want to take your money and give it to all their friends and these big multi-billion-pound companies, and they put the tax up and it goes overseas to somebody else, meaning you or somebody in your family is left without a job. We cannot rely on the government to make the world a better place. And I know there may be some left-leaning people here, some socialists that think the government will save them. Guys, the government are your enemy, and it's up to us as individuals to protect our own family. Giving back is a big one here, guys. I think if you're going to really have a perfect life, and once we get towards that perfect life, once we start achieving that, I think it's massively important that we give back and we help the people. As we've just said, I think it's our responsibility to help those less fortunate than ourselves, not with handout, but with opportunity, and however you guys see fit. We've got our own charity at Pillow. We love coming over here and we've done dog stuff, but we're going to do stuff for the local schools. If you see the social media, when we were over at Christmas, we bought some educational stuff, and that's us fortunate enough to give back. We're fortunate enough to be able to rent an Airbnb here, a nice Airbnb that has a nice balcony, as I've shown you. So for me to feel good, I'm going to feel much better giving back, helping, and doing some good to this island and this holiday as well. So I've changed the slides here, an additional element. I've put a few different things in here from a few different perspectives, that not necessarily things I need to build my perfect life, but that you might be needing. Safety. Guys, they say you can't wear a watch in London because you're going to get robbed. But they do say, and I've never been to Dubai, you can take your Rolex in your wallet and sit it on your table, go away for an hour, have a conversation, and come back and no one will touch it. I think they say Dubai is very, very safe regards crime. But guys, if you're in an area that's not safe, if you can't walk home at night, if you're worried that your house is going to get burgled, your car's going to get broken into, can you have a perfect life if you don't feel safe? So you may be unfortunate enough to be in an area or a circumstance where you don't have that safety. Guys, I think property can change that. And entrepreneurship can. Tax planning, lots of people. I don't know how many millionaires are leaving the UK every single day, but there'll be a couple a day, there'll be hundreds a year, if not thousands a year. Guys, if anybody knows that statistic, is it 10,000 millionaires are leaving the UK every single year to go to places like Dubai? I've got friends that have businesses in Liechtenstein, we've got businesses in Dubai, other places in the world. So tax planning, if you're going to be building real wealth, You could work your whole life, and if you don't do proper tax planning, you could have £1 million worth of assets, built up £1 million portfolio, and if you haven't done your capital gains tax, your inheritance tax, structured it in a proper business, and you've got a mortgage on that, that will be sold, and your children will, or your estate will owe the HMRC money. You could have a multi-million pound empire, but when you die, because of the tax payable, you could be left with nothing. In fact, your estate owes money. I've seen it happen. So tax planning is massively important if you're going to be building wealth, and that probably isn't going to be in the UK just abiding by tax. So to build your ideal life, you need to be structuring your businesses in your life now, not being employees where the government take your money off PAYE at source, take it off for VAT, take it off for income tax, take it off inheritance tax, take it off for capital gains tax. You're left with pennies in the pound. So tax planning, massively important if you're building big businesses. And I've put this one last because a perfect life for some people is just looking good online. They'll be watching this video and say, look at the buildings are undeveloped, they're in a African country. I want to look good with my Rolex and my Lambo, or a pool, or drinking expensive champagne on social media. Guys, there's so many people like that. My Facebook feed is flooded with them, and I keep on hiding their stuff, but that's the way it is, the Instagram world. Looking good to other people and the status and showing off is the perfect life for people. And there's many people's perfect life, and I have asked them, is it more important for you to look good online and for people to think that you're amazing but be unhappy and depressed and have low self-worth, or be happy and look and nobody likes you? And many people will be honest and say, I would much rather look happy online, and I'd much rather look amazing online, be flash, be fancy, but be massively in debt, deeply unhappy, compare myself to others all the time, and have self-worth issues. Many people are like that, and I think it's an epidemic that's getting worse and worse and worse. I've put this one last, definitely for me, but for some it's at the very top. Living that lifestyle, looking good, fancy stuff, Rolexes, showing their cars is the most important thing, and that may be important for you. I'm not saying it's good or bad, I've just put it as an additional element for me. Cool. Right, guys, we're building a perfect life here, and I want to start giving a little bit of a framework of how we can get some fulfillment, we can feel good about ourselves. And if you've seen any of my stuff, you have seen this principle of Ikigai, the Japanese principle of finding your purpose in life. And what we're trying to create at Pillow, we've built our whole business model around that. Now, at Pillow, we've not talked about business, and it's not a business podcast. This is all about building an ideal life. I'm using my business and our opportunity as an example, and you may want to use that example to help build your life. But for us, we've built our franchise opportunity all around people that can find their purpose in life, their Ikigai, the Japanese principle of jumping out of bed in the morning and not doing work. We said at the start, Emma, property manager, has built a perfect life. She's taken 2 weeks off, so I'm doing this. But I'm doing this, and I don't see this as work. Now, some people on holiday, their boss, I've had to ask my team, hi guys, I want you to help me with a webinar. By the way, the amazing Chloe is behind the scenes helping me with the tech side and doing the questions, putting the questions for me to answer so I don't miss them. But if Chloe was here and I said, I want you to take 2 hours out of your holiday to help me with a webinar, a staff member would be rightly upset. But I don't see this as work because I love it. I get to share this island, get to share a little bit of culture, show you something new, and hopefully inspire you. So I don't see this as work. But if an employee had to be asked to work while on holiday, they would resent it, and quite rightly so, guys. So what's Ikigai? Let's let a little bit into this. Number one, what you love, something that you love doing. So there's 4 elements to this. They all come together. So you want to find something that you love doing. Now, guys, if I take the example of managing properties like this, where we are now, in this little balcony here, looking after this amazing property. Someone here has been very good when we arrived. They gave us, we needed extra towels. We're helping. They're coming just after this to show us how to work something. Somebody loves their job managing this apartment here. And there's hundreds, if not hundreds and hundreds of Airbnbs here. And these people, some of them will hate what they do and provide a bad service, but some will love it. Some people that are waitresses and waiters and receptionists in hotels, you can see they test their work, they resent it. Some people actually love what they're doing. So for us at Pillow, are we going to be providing an amazing property management experience, a customer experience, but it's about hospitality. So if you're looking to get into property and if you're looking to get into service accommodation, you are going to need to love it. There's so many forums out there, guys, for the regional forums on Facebook, the groups where people bitch and moan. A guest did this. A guest broke one glass. They left a mark on a towel and they hate it. That isn't them building a perfect life. They should not be Airbnb managers, service accommodation hosts. They should go and do something else. There's so many people in our industry here that should not be in the industry. They're psychologically not made up for it because they don't enjoy it. So for us and our business opportunity and serviced accommodation in general, you need to love doing this. You need to get some fulfillment by providing a great experience. You need to do something that you are good at. Guys, I could love trying to play music, but I'm not good at it. I love dancing. I really, really love dancing, right? I'm terrible at dancing. I love just dance, especially here with the drums. You'll have heard some of the social media, the drums, the beats, the tribal. I love dancing. But I'm not good at it. I could never get paid to do it. So if you find something that you love doing and that you are good at, we went back to this slide previous, guys, job mastery. If you have job mastery, you go home at the end of a day and actually feel amazing because you've done something fantastic. Sports stars, people that are singers. If you're even having a restaurant, you've cooked amazing food for people. But if you're good at it, if you can, for us, provide an amazing guest experience, and we have 27 touch points at Pillow Partners for a guest, and you leaving that guest gives you a 5-star review because you have been an amazing host, that is going to make you feel good. That's helping you build your ideal life, and that's your purpose. So number one, something that you love doing, something that you're good at. You could be really good at something but hate it. The third thing, you need to get paid for this, guys. If we're building our ideal life, unless you've inherited money, unless you're happened to make money in crypto many years ago, you're going to need to have something that you can get paid for. You need a business model that can scale, that is future-proof, that is there, that makes money. So people need to pay you for your services. I'll give you a nice example. Let's say you love making decoupage cards. In fact, I'll give you a nice example. Making design images. So you're a graphic designer. So you make images of beachfront properties, and you love doing this. You're very good at it. You can make the most photorealistic beachfront properties that people can use in their advertising. And then many, many years ago, you could get paid for that. Why? Because how do you get images? A graphic designer needs to make these images. Unfortunately, AI has just destroyed that because you can put in very, very decent prompts to get any type of picture that you want in the world. So that one element of graphic design, I'm not saying all graphic designers, but that one element of graphic design, you're unlikely to get paid for that in the future. You're very good at it. You love it. You're making these designs. But the chances are AI is going to wipe that out. What you can get paid for and what the world needs. You could be amazing at something, you could love something, but does the world actually need it? They're going to pay for it. And Ikigai is where all those things come together right in the middle. And where they all overlap, we've got something about a passion, we've got a vocation, your profession, and your mission in life. They all come together to be your Ikigai. Guys, if any of you have been in any webinars, I always talk about Ikigai. I think it's massively important, and it's just a term that stands out in your brain, that little Venn diagram of those 4 overlapping things, but it just means multiple things coming together. Not doing a job that you're good at, that you get paid for, that the world needs, let's say accountancy. So you could be a great accountant. You could, Stuart mentioned earlier, he worked in the corporate world. I don't know what the corporate world was, but he could work in the corporate world. He could be very good at it. Somebody needed it. He gets paid very well for it, but he didn't love it. That isn't your Ikigai. You're missing a key element in life there, guys. So, right, now, we've spoke a lot about the esoteric stuff, the airy-fairy stuff, the building your ideal life. Let's start looking at some property here. Let's start looking at how this applies to Pillow Partners. I'm using this as an example, guys, and we're getting into this. And by the way, guys, as we go through, this isn't a sales presentation in any way. Just email Cape Verde 25 to franchise@pillowpartners.co.uk, and we will blast you some information about how to join us. Guys, this isn't a sales webinar. We're not doing any sales. There's no special offers. There's nothing like that at the end. This is the only slide we will be putting up. If you want to find out if Pillow can help you and if what we've spoken about your perfect life might be joining us, guys, just email us Cape Verde 25. That will let me know, and I'll pick these emails up personally. Why? Well, the team could do this for me, but guys, if I can come here, do a little bit of work on holiday, build that business, move it forward, help people build their perfect lives, get new partners, business partners, that makes my holiday better. Switching off for 2 weeks is good, but my Ikigai in life, my purpose, my value is to build Pillow Partners, which facilitates my perfect life. So let's have a little look at this. It's all about joining our family. It's lots of cool things we do. Again, not going to go into details about everything, but you can be part of something amazing. Like-minded individuals. As Jim Rohn said, you're the sum total of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. And we want to help you become super successful. And this is all about launching, scaling, and managing your own short-term rental management businesses. Looking after properties like this. I'll try not to get in my sunbathing, but looking after properties like this. Now, they might not have big panoramic balconies and beautiful views and tropical African climates. They're going to be in the UK somewhere, and it may be rainy. But guys, looking after properties, whether we're looking after this one here or one in your local area, it's all about building a business, giving value back to other people. So the management company that looks after this, I don't know who the owners are for this one. I'd love to know, but we'll find that out. But the management company or the people employed come here and look after this on behalf of owners. So lots of things out there about doing rent to rents and properties and different fantastic options, guys. This is all about property management, adding value to people with their own properties. So, guys, we're going to be doing your personal roadmap here. We'll run through this to get to the questions. We've got a blueprint, stages of building your personal life. And stage 1 of that, guys, is all about you and your business plan. What do you want to achieve? How much money do you want to make? How many hours do you want to work? Where do you want to work from? And how stress-free would you like to be? So that personalized roadmap starts there, then goes into some professional training, lots of masterminding. And guys, remember, this isn't about this. I'm showing you this as an example. Please email us, and we'll be doing a webinar next week. Same time, same place, in 1 week's time, where we will explain this in full. All we need to do is email us over. So for us, earning between £3,000 and £10,000 a month. I've put in red there, totally dependent on what you want. Always reluctant to be blasting out that 6-figure business thing, because it's often attached to bullshit marketing where someone's telling you, steepling their hands with their fancy cars and all their rented shit in the background, telling you how successful you can be if only you gave them your money. It isn't about that, guys. It's all about adding value to people with properties like this. And depending on how big you want your business to be, how many hours you want to put into it, maybe you're doing it with your husband or your partner, you can do more for the same amount of time, then you can earn what you want. But we want that roadmap that we showed you. We want to get you to a minimum of £3,000 a month. And in the webinar next week, we'll show you that if you want to join us. But this is simply about building your life. So could you work 10, 20 hours a week to earn £3,000 a month if you wanted to build a much bigger business, that little roadmap there facilitates it if you want to go on and do a lot more. But it is all totally dependent on what you want. This isn't what we're talking about today, because that's another webinar. This is a fun one, a little bit of education about Cape Verde, and a bit of the philosophy around building businesses and your life. Just email Cape Verde 25, guys, if you're watching live. Cape Verde, it's 25 because it's the year 2025, but I'm doing this on the 25th of June. So that's why we're doing that. And if you email me that today, you'll get some special stuff, because I know you've watched live. If you're watching in some replay at some other point in time, I'll give you the links to the actual webinar that's coming next week. So how can Pillow help you build your ideal life? Sort my slides out. Good. Well, you can work from home. Stuart mentioned earlier in one of the comments, he started working from home to solve his problem. Not doing the commute, not working for someone else, working from home and doing your working around your family. Guys, you might not want to work from home. You might want to get a little office, a service office. You might want to go to a co-working space, but you get to pick where that location is. But you actually get a home-based business. You get to pick your own hours. And guys, there's sometimes there are hours where the industry that we're in is dictated. So people will be checking in mostly on a Friday, but we'll be covering your out-of-hours stuff. So guys, you are building a life where you pick your own hours where you want to work. If you want to take your kids to school, you take your kids to school. If you want to pick them up, you'll work your business around that. And the systems and the blueprint that we showed you allow you to do that. Working around your family. If you've got kids' sports day, if you've got something to do with kids, I'll say that. University graduation, now our team can cover it. You will get all that sorted. So you're working around your family. It's an old term of work-life balance. We want to change that for life-work balance. We know, guys, the more perfect life that we can create for you, the better you will be at your job and the more money you'll make, the more money we'll make. Many years ago when I did this, people were successful, but they were unhappy because they were working super, super hard. And we've changed all that. We want you to have a great work-life balance. We do more for you. You do less. That allows you to go on and be much happier. As we said, for Ikigai, you need to be happy doing what you're doing. Put unlimited earning income. As an employee, an employer will set that. They will tell you what their wages are, whether that's a local authority or the NHS. You can see the school kids running about in the background there, having a little bit of fun in the park. Where are they? Can't see them. I can hear them, can't see them. So unlimited earning income. Can we be billionaires from property management? Well, I own Pillow, and I'm not a billionaire, so I'm sure you could. I'm sure Airbnb host founder Alex Chersky, Brian Chersky is a billionaire. But can we become millionaires? Well, yes, of course we can through property. I know hundreds, if not thousands, of property millionaires. There's lots of them out there. But you can unlimited earning income compared to being an employee, of course, because your employer and the economy will dictate what you get. You get to be your own boss. You're not taking orders of anyone. You get that control. Now, that's terrifying for a lot of people. I do understand that. Absolutely terrifying. But if you want to be your own boss, control your own time, that is an absolute one. I don't know if I would be super happy working for someone else, not being able to do this, asking another guy, can I see my girlfriend in that? Can I see my fiancée on Valentine's Day? Can I go on holiday? I don't think you're really in control of your life unless you're your own boss. Especially as a guy, asking other guys for permission to do things with your own family and your wife. If you're a woman, asking men and women, can I see my family? And it's up to them whether you can or can't. Don't think that's true life fulfillment. Control your life, I've just mentioned. Get all the support you need. Guys, so much support at Pillow. I'm not going to cover that here, but you're not a solopreneur. And when we're talking about building that level above £3,000 and getting to the £10,000 a month mark, you're going to need some support, and we give you that. Not what this webinar is about, but you get support. Very, very scary, guys. I know a lot of people, full-time jobs, happy, get pensions. Taking that jump to entrepreneurship can be terrifying, and I totally understand that. But you get support. You're not alone. You're going to get evenings and weekends and emergency cover. One of the things people think about entrepreneurship is you end up doing a lot more hours for a lot less work. Well, guys, that's just not the case. You're doing less, you're getting lots of support. Part of an amazing community. I think I showed some of the pictures of the team there. If we're looking for 50 new business partners, that's 50 people just on the same journey as you, all working together to the same thing. You actually get to give back and help your community. Not going to go into the charity side here. That'll be for all the other webinars. And if you email us, we'll give you hundreds of hours of content to watch about what we're talking about here for business. But you actually, every single guest that comes to stay with you, they can leave food for food banks. You can do amazing things. You can support the charities that you choose. And when we come here, as an example, TUI, the airline, give us a suitcase. So we bring a suitcase of supplies over for the dog charity. 25 kilograms of flea treatments, medicines, stuff for dogs, and then another case that we pay for the kids. So we're always giving back. It's important to us. But you can do it for your local community. Help other people build businesses. Here's the sun back out, so I'm going to move over to the sun and do some of this. I think we'll go to this side this time. I'm going to put you can work from anywhere in the world. You can. There are certain things you're going to need to do when you start your business to make sure that you can go and see the properties, because nobody's going to give you this property to manage if you've never seen it and they've never met you. So in the early days, guys, we'll go to the non-windy side. In the early days, you're going to need to build those connections locally, see the properties, get the systems, get the local cleaners in place, make sure everything is running well. And guys, if you followed me, you'll see Emma and I coming here. I think this is the 5th time. We went to a business retreat in Alicante a few months ago. But these are the places you can go and do your property from, places like this. Do your business from places in the sun like this. But I do need to be honest, guys, you're not going to be able to do that straight away. You're going to need to put a little bit of work and effort. And then you may take a week or two off. But if you're going to be building a business, we would love to come here for 3 months a year. Just build a little life of spending some time in the sun, doing something a little bit different rather than stuck in the UK for the rest of my life. But for us to do that, there's certain things I need to do to build Pillow and get that to a different stage. But guys, you can run this from anywhere. All you need is a Wi-Fi connection, a good laptop and a good phone, and you're good to go. And you can have true freedom and control. Guys, I hope you can see that by now. If you've followed me, you'll be able to see that. If you've followed any of the rest of the team, you'll be able to see what those guys do as well. So, guys, I don't want to talk about Pillow in this one. I'm using it as a nice example, guys. And while I am here, building this life, I want to help some of you build that life as well. So all you need to do, email Cape Verde to Cape Verde 25 to franchise@pillowpartners.co.uk. And why are we doing this? Well, I always put this slide. You'll see this one many times, guys, and I don't make any apologies for sharing it again. You can have everything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. Guys, what I want to do is deliver amazing service accommodation management all across the UK. I want to be proud of Pillow that we are the best company in the UK for this. Don't need to be the biggest, but we want to be the best. We want to be the best at delivering what we do. Remember, Ikigai, job mastery. I want to feel that. I want to facilitate other people having businesses. I want to deliver the best property management in the whole of the UK. I'm not really caring about legacy, but I don't want to do something half-assed. I don't want to do things where there's other people better than us. I want to have the best property management company in the UK. And to do that, I need local property managers. I need amazing entrepreneurs, hopefully just like you, to do that. I can't do it alone, but I can get what I want if I help enough of you guys build businesses just like we have here at Pillow. So you can get anything you want in life if you help enough people get what they want. That's what I'm doing by facilitating you guys. You guys have the exact same thing as the slide. You can get what you want in life if you help enough other Holiday home owners have great holiday home income. Maximize income, reduce stress, and free up time. You can get anything you want in life. You can build life like this with Pillow by helping enough people with property maximize income, reduce stress, and free up their time. That makes sense. So all works in. This works in for my life philosophy, but it also is the exact same for you. The value you're delivering, whatever that is, whether it's property, if you deliver enough value to other people, you can build your perfect life. Make sense? Cool. Right, some questions. I saw Chloe had put some in. Some people mentioned. Let's go back. Somebody puts, how long will it take to become free? For us, and I'll tell you what we know, for us at the business model, some people can be very lucky and get to 3,000. You could get to £3,000 income in 6 months. I'm going to say probably a year to get to that. We want you to build up a rhythmatic acquisition of these new customers. If you've got a great network, if you've got lots of people you know with holiday homes, or you're in an existing cleaning company, you can plug this in. You could become free in I don't want to overpromise 6 months. I'm going to say a year. And if you're wanting more, £6,000, £10,000, it's going to be a year of hard work, maybe 2 years of hard work to create a digital nomad lifestyle where you can work when you want. You've got a support team. You're doing the high-end task. You're doing the strategic management, a bit like me, rather than answering guest calls. So it depends how long you want to put in. If you're jumping into this and you join us as a franchisee, and you're doing it full time, you'll be rattling through this very, very quick, like 6 months. If you're doing it full time and you're only spending an hour a day, it's going to take a little bit longer. But it comes down to you. What we have is a framework for you to follow, and if you follow that framework and do everything in the weekly tasks that we give you, the exact tasks, you're going to work very hard not to be free. But the more you deviate away from that plan or can't do it for family commitments, etc., it will take longer. But it's down to you. Super passionate people, the right fit, the people that have sales experience, that are great, want to deliver amazing hospitality and great customer experience to hosts and guests, will do it a lot quicker. If you're playing at it, you may never succeed. Great question. Next question. Can I do this with my family? Of course, guys. We love it when one person joins us, but when husbands and wife join us, that means there's two people working towards a common goal, like Emma and I. Emma and I can come here. She doesn't resent me doing this because we're building the business. I don't resent her going and taking calls on a Friday night if she needed to, or a date night because she's building a business. Doing it with your husband or wife is absolutely fantastic. And guys, trust me, doing it with kids and getting them into business is also fantastic. So I love people doing it with family. Chloe, any more questions? Because I want to get this done in under an hour. Because I think we're going to go and help build a dog shelter today. So a new feeding station. This is what we're going to go and do this afternoon. And then we're going to go and meet friends and get dinner. Chloe, any more questions? Perfect. There's one. Lovely. Richard, do I need to own property? No, that's the beauty of this, guys. We don't need to own our own property. We're adding value to other people. Somebody that owns this property here might stay overseas, and they might struggle to service it. If we phoned them up and said, well, how's that wash machine work? Not enough towels, these types of things. They were in another time zone, another country. It would be a horrible guest experience compared to the one we've had, which is good. There's somebody locally here managing this property. So guys, you don't need to own it. You help people who own property. You maximize income, reduce stress, and free up their time. That is a value that you add to them. So guys, you don't need to own them. What I would say, hopefully we're building up some wealth in our management businesses and our franchises. And guys, we are then going on to build our own wealth and owning our own properties. That might just be a holiday home, might be a second home for the family. It might be your own house that you're upgrading, might be somewhere overseas. You don't need to own it. You don't need to commit to rent commitments or any of these other things that are out there. This is simply a property management company where you take a percentage of the rental income generated. So fantastic. And I think one last one here, guys, so I can finish up. What if I don't have any experience in property? Had lots of people join us. For us, guys, it's all about your attitude. So you don't need experience in property. What I would say, the more experience you have in life in general, whether that's a better communicator, whether that's more confident, not sales, whether you've been in hospitality, tourism. So you don't need it, because that framework, that roadmap we take you through, there's weekly training. We'll teach you everything we need. But what we can't teach you is that attitude, the right attitude to be an entrepreneur, to be a business owner. That is Chloe. I'm just going to see, I might have time for one more question. Can't see any more coming through. I think I moved away for the Wi-Fi, so they'll probably flood through in a second. I'm going to finish up just within an hour here. So, guys, I'm going to take that question off. So, will this, there's one in. Right, cool. I'll squeeze this one in, Chloe. What type of people are you looking for? All about attitude, guys. We want positive people. We don't want people coming in that are negative, that are always moaning or seeing problems and bringing the rest of the team down. So, the core values at Pillow, we are a happy team. I want you to be a participant. I don't want to use the term teamwork. I want you to be active in here. I want you to follow the processes and be keen and passionate to help people to deliver that service, whether that's for hosts or guests. We're going to give you the systems, going back to the previous one. You don't need any experience in property, because we will give you that. We will give you how to be an amazing property manager, how to have all the technical knowledge, everything you need, all the tools, all the software, everything's given. But I can't change your attitude that quickly, and I don't want to shape you into somebody that you're not. We can help you with things, be better communicators, be better salespeople, be more resilient, be better at time management. All these things we help you with, but we can't fundamentally change who you are. If this isn't going to be right for you, then I'm not going to put that time and effort in. It's a waste of resources for the team when we could focus that. So, guys, you're going to be passionate, you're going to be happy, you want to do well. You're going to be just a good team member, part of the positive team that we have here at Pillow, and looking to build that perfect life. That's essentially it. It's about attitude and mindset, and I'm going to finish on that. So, guys, and I'll say that not just who we're looking for at Pillow, but guys, if you're looking to build your ideal life, many people dream of it, and very few people take that jump. Rightly so, because the statistics for business fails, like more than 80% of businesses fail. Guys, I can tell you now, with the government, the way it is, 95% of businesses that are going to be launched are going to be failing. Established businesses are going to be closing. The world is going to be changing. We want to be in industries and have business models that are going to be surviving and being bulletproof. So, guys, if you're looking to build your perfect life, whether that is going to somewhere fancy, somewhere nice, whether that is just getting a really nice house in a good place in the UK and focusing on family, whether that is just quitting a job to be able to spend more time with your kids rather than missing them growing up, whatever success in a perfect life looks like for you, guys, and hopefully we've inspired you to do that and given you some tools. And it's nice and simple. If you need any more information, just email us Cape Verde 25 and I'll blast you stuff over. Done in under an hour. There we go. I know I'm going to go on for so long. So thank you very much for joining me, guys. We are off to do some cool, fun stuff. Please follow me on Facebook. Probably Facebook's my main one. Just search for Scott Weir. And see what we're doing here, see how we are building our perfect life. A little bit of charity stuff, a little bit of purpose, a little bit of fulfillment for Emma and I, and follow our journey. It's not easy to get the dogs over here, not easy to move to somewhere like here. It's not like Europe. So follow our journey. Hopefully that gives you some inspiration. And guys, if you have done this already, please comment, and all the stuff that I put out help other people. And if you're looking to join us and be part of the team, email us over. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you next week for the main webinar.